This is so exciting. We have a real life person who has gotten the COVID-19 vaccine, and she's going to join us to tell the story.
I'm happy for her. I love her, but I'm a little jealous too.
You can't have vaccine FOMO, Kelly.
Oh, 1000%. I'm sorry. Sorry, not sorry.
Vaccine jelly. I feel like that you need to have a hashtag for that. I'm gonna let you think about that hashtag and you just start using it. So this is video posted up on her Instagram and all across social of Dr. Alex getting that COVID-19 vaccine.
Okay. All right, here we go.
Like the best PR we can get.
I know, so people know to not be scared.
Sharing there.
Exactly. Keep my eyes closed, cause I'm a baby when it comes to needles.
All right, you're gonna feel a little stick.
That was it? That was nothing.
I know.
Thank you. And I got my Band-Aid.
You get your Band-Aid so you
Yay!
know something.
The vaccine Band-Aid, even more valuable than the I voted sticker these days. So Dr. Alex Naini joins us this morning from Aesthetic Dental Spa in Tysons. Welcome to the show. And I guess a big congrats on getting vaccinated.
Thank you. And thanks for having me on. And I totally get you, Kelly, by the way. I had FOMO too. I was really actually jealous of every person who was posting a photo. I was like, what about me? I'm in the mouth.
I know you're a dentist and obviously you guys should be vaccinated because you're like way in there in people's faces.
Absolutely. With their mouths wide open.
Well, I want to ask a couple questions. One, how are you feeling?
Amazing. Honestly, the next day my hand was a little bit sore, and outside of that, nothing. It's been fine.
That's great. And then what was the process like? It looks like, did you go to a clinic? Did they come to you? How did you, because you're in Virginia, what was that process like?
So one of my friends gave me a phone number, and it was the Fairfax County Department of Health. And we called, and I was on hold for about an hour and a half, and we got an appointment. I just told them I was a dentist, and I made an appointment. And then I tried to make an appointment for my dental assistant too. And they said, no, one phone call, one appointment, call back again tomorrow. So we called back again the next day to make the second appointment, and we just made them on the same day. But outside of making the appointment, that was a little difficult. The actual process was really simple and easy once we got there.
You and your team went in on like day one of the brand new year. And I just want to show these photos real quick because you went in with such style. 2021 New Year's style.
Thank you. It was New Year's Eve. So, afterwards they had us sitting around and waiting for a little while. So that's that photo. That's what that one's from.
Where were you? You said you had to make an appointment. Where
I went to Weston. I chose Reston as our spot. So we went over there and we walked in. I was so excited and happy. And it was New Year's Eve. We walked in and they're like, excuse me, go back to your car.
It's not a party, lady. Get out of here.
Wait, was it at a hospital though? Or
no, I honestly don't even know where it was. It was obviously they were set up for it because they had little signs, and it was in Reston, right across the street from the hospital.
Huh.
Yeah.
So it was like a pop-up clinic almost.
Maybe. I should know that, but I don't. I followed my assistant, totally took care of it. She's like, we're here. So I went in.
Great.
That's trust. We're going to go to this place and we're going to get a needle because my assistant said so.
Exactly. I was like, take care of it for me, please.
Well, we got a question in the comments. By the way, if you have any questions, please leave them in the comments. Kim wants to know, was there any concern with reaction for other medications? How do they screen through that? And, what's that process like?
Well, I actually asked them that question. They said there were no contraindications for any medicine. So whatever you were on, they told me that was fine. Outside of if you're allergic to things, and you're supposed to let them know. Outside of that, they were fine with everything.
That's awesome.
Wow.
Yeah. And which one did you get? The Moderna or the Pfizer?
The Moderna. You don't know until you go there. You go there and then they give you what they give you.
Wow.
That's good. We don't want brand loyalty. People don't want to be like, I only shoot Pfizer, guys.
But Tommy, I told you about the thing with the Botox and the fillers.
Yes.
There's a reaction to. Apparently now it's not as big of a deal as it was, as I've been told. But that was my only concern.
Well, one of my friends who does fillers for people all the time said that even with the flu vaccine, that's something that people always, every once in a while, they're swelling and it's temporary and it goes away.
Okay, good to know.
Oh, look at that, Kelly. You've been getting your flu shot for a decade. You didn't know that one. Dr. Alex, you just rocked Kelly's world.
So I have to ask, Tommy and I have talked about like when this whole thing is behind us or when we get vaccinated or whatever our new normal looks like I'm going on a tear. I don't know what it looks like. I don't know. It's going on the credit card. I don't know if it's a new car or a trip or going, to some baller bar and just like buying everyone drinks. Like, what are you going to do when you get I assume you've got to get your second round and you're fully vaccinated. Like, obviously you're treating your patients.
Yes, I'm treating my patients. They did tell us that they don't know if they don't know basically if you can still give it. You won't get it, or you won't get as sick if you get it, but they don't know if you're going to give it to anybody. So you still have to wear your mask to protect others. So I'm definitely going to do that, but the fear goes away. So I haven't traveled since March. The first thing I'm going to do is get on a plane. So
For you. Do you know where you're going?
I have no idea. Actually, this morning I was like, where do I want to go? I have to think about this.
There's only about 49 destinations you can choose these days. So.
That's true. That's the sad part. I was like, I wonder if I can take it, laminate it, and be like, here's my vaccine card. Can I go here?
What have you been thinking now that you are vaccinated? And also, I guess more importantly, when you were getting it done, how many people, was there like a line of doctors and nurses getting ready, or did it seem like they had a small supply?
No, it actually seemed, it was really organized. They text you from your car and you go inside. And then when I went in, it was super quick. I went straight back with the nurse. She vaccinates you, and then she has you sit in another area where everybody is sitting. And there's not very many people there. Maybe 10 people were in the room, and they're all sitting separate from each other. And they said you wait 15 minutes to make sure that nobody has a reaction. And then after that, you get to go. So that part was like pretty simple.
Do they text you for the next round, or is it like, do you already have that appointment on your calendar?
No, they didn't give us the appointment. They said that we're going to call you. So they said, just go home. We're going to call you to schedule your next appointment.
Gosh, talk about like walking around with your phone in your hand, right? It's like waiting for like a boyfriend to call you back or something.
Exactly. It's like, it's a telemarketer. No, it's okay. It's the vaccine people.
Right.
I'm excited.
So you're waiting for that phone call from them. That's a wild process. I guess everyone is doing it a little differently.
And one of the things they told me when I was there, the nurse told me that they have to, I guess, make a batch. And forgive me, pardon my ignorance. I don't know exactly what she was explaining to me, but she said they have to make a batch and it goes bad basically if they don't use it all. And some people don't show up for the appointments. So she walked around one day and just took the security guard and was like, is there anybody here who wants a vaccine? And gave it to the security guard. So it was his lucky day.
Wow. Maybe we should go hang out there, Tommy.
So this is what I'm wondering. There was that story too from the Giant in DC where the batch was going bad at the end of the night, and the pharmacist was like, "Hey, you want vaccines?" And they were like, "Yes, I do." So I wonder if people should start hanging out like at pharmacies when they're about to close, or like that's probably why it was an undisclosed location, and Dr. Alex doesn't know where she's going because they want people hanging out and like loitering outside of the nondescript vaccination location.
No, honestly, it was somewhere. I should have paid attention, but it's right across from Reston Hospital. It's like right there, right across the street from Reston Hospital. But one of my friends who's a dentist in Maryland couldn't get vaccinated and didn't know what to do. And she actually went down to DC, and they told her that 25% of people don't show up for their appointments. So what she did is just was on standby until they gave her, she showed up at 4 or 4:30, they vaccinated her.
Wow.
25% of people don't show up for the vaccination?
According to this friend of mine who told me this. Yeah.
That's bananas. Like, I could understand like one or two, like flat tire or like, I don't know, oversleep, but that seems like a lot of people.
I know, me too. I feel like, well, maybe people aren't reliable. They make the appointment. They think, oh, I'll go later. I didn't make it. I don't know.
I'm definitely showing up for that appointment early.
Yeah. I was going to say, it's not like getting the buzzer for your table at Outback, people. Like, this is important.
Exactly. I rolled up in there. I like walked in there. They were like, why are you here? Go sit in your car.
I'm so excited. Well, Dr. Alex, you have that vaccine glow on you. You look great. It seems like everything's going well. Have you been talking to your patients on this? Like, not that you're like using it to like market, but have you told your patients like BT dubs, we're all vaccinated?
Oh, I actually haven't. Maybe I should do that. I've just been telling people when they come in that I'm vaccinated, but I'm still going to be protected. It makes me feel better because with the Moderna, I heard it was like 85% after the first dose and 7 to 10 days later. So the N95 is so uncomfortable and it's so hard to do work in it. Your face, it's tight. It's mushed against your face the whole time. So I've been feeling a little bit safer, and maybe I shouldn't, but I've been putting 2 masks on that are like level 3 masks. And I've been using that to do my work because when I trust the patient, just because I know they're protected that way, but then also I can do a better job.
Right.
Well, sorry, go ahead, Kel.
Well, I was saying too, like a lot of these like routine doctor's visits, from mammograms to seeing your dentist, have kind of gone down because people, are afraid to go out. But the truth is that doctors are practicing like you and are accepting patients, right?
Oh, 100%. And not only that, but I trust my PPE. It works. And there's been cases where one of my friends had a COVID patient in her office. They didn't know. They did work on her. They left. Everybody in the office got tested, and nobody got COVID because everybody was covered.
That's great.
That's an incredible testament for PPE and why it's so important.
Absolutely.
Do you have any? So full disclosure, the reason that I don't go to Dr. Alex is because she's in Tysons and that's far, and there used to be traffic in the old world. So that's putting that out there. My dentist is in downtown DC, but when I went, they had like a suction device that like pulled stuff away from my mouth, and they were in like full like X-Files suits, and this was probably back in like September or August. Are you doing that too? Are you seeing that more of the norm in dentistry, or is it are they like just going over over the top?
Well, everybody does something different or whatever. There's not, I mean, even all the regulations are sort of, we're following what feels right. So for me, what I'm doing is I'm seeing one patient and then I'm waiting actually a while, and I have a filter in the room. I'm letting the filter go. I clean the whole office down to the bathroom, down to the doorknobs, down to the pens, and then we bring the next patient in. And so that's what I've been doing to protect our patients. And then we're covered in PPE, so I feel protected as well. My staff is protected as well. I have a big plastic barrier in the front desk, so my waiting room is closed. Everybody has to sit in their car, and we text and say, we're ready, come on in, and then they'll come on in. When I do work, we use extra suctions, absolutely, to create less aerosol. And you kind of have to be smart about it too. So if somebody has symptoms, we tell them, hey, maybe, come back later. Or if they call us and tell us they're not feeling well that day, we're like, it's okay, come back next week. So there's a lot of precautions we're taking. I do cover up with everything. I actually have not covered my hair. I don't think I'm going to get COVID from my hair, so I don't cover my hair, but I know a lot of my friends do.
Are there guidelines that come out from like the American Dental Association or like from Fairfax County for dentists, or is it sort of like, here's the baseline and then you have at it?
Well, there's like recommendations, and it's from the CDC. So we have a whole list of recommendations, like how to put on the PPE, how to take off the PPE, like what order to do that in. Every time I walk away from the operatory, I wash my hands and change my gloves one more time. So our hands are very dry, and just making sure everybody's protected. And honestly, so far, dentists are really good about infection control. In general, we were always good, and now we're even better about it.
What did you learn this year? Because everybody in their office and their business and their life have, been doing things differently and like learning new things. What's like the one thing that you learned from this whole COVID-19 outbreak?
That's a very interesting question. I mean, I've learned so much. I feel like COVID's had so many blessings, even outside of what I've learned in my business too. But what have I learned? That's a really good question.
Yeah, that's a tough one.
Honestly, I realized I like slowing it down. My office was always more high touch anyways, but I really, really like only having one patient in the office during that time. It really makes me feel like I can devote all my time to them. There's no distractions. I like the fact that people are more patient when it comes to different things. Like we all work with each other. We're patient with them. They're patient with us. I feel like kindness has gone up, but I'm also really lucky. I feel like I have the best patients in the world. So that's helped a lot too.
Dr. Alex Naini from Aesthetic Dental Spa in Tysons. Thank you for joining us. I guess you say congrats on a vaccination. Way to go.
I think so.
That's the new greeting card.
Right.
I got vaccinated. Exactly.
Very big congrats on that. And thank you for sharing your story with us too, because we're trying to find people who have had this happen, and we're trying to talk about it as much as we can. So I appreciate your time this morning and getting up so early with us too.
Oh, no, absolutely. Thank you. And also, by the way, they told us that whoever gets it over there, the nurse was like, the more you put it out there, the better it is. The fear goes away. Mm-hmm. So people are not scared about getting it.
1000%. And where can people find you if they are perhaps looking for a dentist who's vaccinated?
Oh, okay. I'm in Tysons Corner. I'm right by the mall. So it's called Aesthetic Dental Spa. And my Instagram handle is MySmileSwag.
At MySmileSwag to find Dr. Alex on Instagram. She has a great line. She's a personal friend, a great line of lipsticks and all the things too with MySmileSwag. We'll talk to you soon, doctor. Thank you very much.
Thanks for having me on.